So this week, a woman went viral for paying $10,000 for a dating coach. And for that price, he better look like Timothy Chalamet, be trilingual, know how to do my taxes for me, and have superpowers. Welcome to Tyler's Kitchen, the show where I, a mouthy bitch who can't cook, tells you about things that only I am interested in. Let's talk about Shirley Vernay, the 39-year-old New York City woman who spent $10,000 on dating coach Anwar White.
As you know by now, I invested $10,000 into a dating coach and I got engaged within a year. My name is Shirley Vernay Williams. I am the CEO of a 7-figure content studio and I am now the CEO of my love life.
And today's recipe is sugar cookies. Honestly, this just kind of sounded good to me, but growing up Mormon, every single time you get together, almost half the activities for the young women are basically make cookies and DoorDash them, make cookies and give them to elderly people, make cookies and give them to moms, make cookies and give them to widows, make cookies and give them to the needy. As a girl, all I ever did at youth group was make sugar cookies and give them to people. Meanwhile, the boys in class would be like, we went BMX biking, we went camping, we went to the arcade. I'm like, what? Anyway, this just reminded me of love because we'd always make heart-shaped sugar cookies for Valentine's Day, and this is like a love story. I want these in heart shape, so I'm gonna combine them. Recently, Shirley took to the internet to share a story about how she went from a failed 13-year relationship to being single and not going on a single date for over 2 years to dating again and locking down a fiance within a year.
So I'm 39. I had not gone on one date in 2 years. I invested $10,000 into my dating coach, Anwar White. I met my fiance in 1 year, and 2 months ago, he proposed. So now we're engaged.
In her videos, she shared how Anwar helped her build a get a husband strategy. This strategy included 170 hinge matches, 30 cold calls, and 4 first dates. Which you gotta give this woman props for building a male CRM funnel. If love is a numbers game, then she's killing it because her Excel spreadsheet is organized.
I'm once again coming on the internet to tell you how much I love my Bombas. When I tell you I love these socks, I mean I love these socks. I mean, sometimes the best part of my day is slipping these bad boys on. And these aren't just your crusty old gym socks. These are breathable, blister-proof, sweat-wicking little miracles. I wear these to the gym, a hot girl walk, a night out, around the house, you name it. I have these things on me. I've actually replaced my whole entire sock drawer with only Bombas. Bombas stay in place, they don't stretch out, and they don't overstimulate you with that stupid little toe light. And they will never judge you for wearing socks and sandals. In fact, they'll make it look kind of chic. And don't forget, for every pair you buy, Bomba gives a pair to someone in need. And they have donated over 150 million items so far. And we have an exciting update for all of the long-distance vendor baddies. Bombas now provides international shipping! Guys, it's time to feel good and do good with Bombas. New customers get 20% off using code TylerBender at bombas.com/TylerBender. And you will always catch me romanticizing my life when I put these on.
As soon as this woman launched this series, the internet went into a frenzy. People in the comments were kind of outraged. Many commenters said, 10K for a man? 10K in this economy? Oh, is he magic? I'm really trying to do something here, but I really can't. It's really too sticky to work with. So maybe what I'll do is I'll make like a cookie sheet and then it will turn into something later. 10K for a man. Apparently we're tariffing the men now too. And let me just say, we're very comfortable coming for a woman with a questionable investment when men have been doing NFTs for several years now. People were already shocked that this woman had spent $10,000 on a dating coach. But then come to find out, he's not a matchmaker, so he's not helping her find people. She's literally spending hours a day on Hinge. But because I'm a journalist, I looked into this. I took it upon myself to hop into Anwar's website, and it seems like this woman had the VIP package, which is $7,000, and I checked, he does not offer Groupon. This includes weekly one-on-one calls, 24/7 text support, 2 weekly group sessions, a full online course, and access to his Facebook group. I'm guessing the additional $3K went to Barefoot Wine and Juvederm. And this, ladies, is the ultimate modern bride price. Okay, 4 cups powdered sugar. Now we're making royal icing, because that's how you make fancy sugar cookies. I guess I can understand hiring a coach for dating. Me personally, like, I really have a hard time taking things seriously unless I have the pressure of somebody else's judgment. So I get it. And maybe I'd make better choices if I had a dating coach breathing down my neck, like, don't text him back, girl, he can't use apostrophes right. He uses a shoelace as a belt. He asked you how to pick up a prescription. His relationship with his mom is troubling. I definitely have my fair share of cringeworthy dating experiences, but the thing is I'll go on a bad date and I'll be like, yeah, that wasn't great, but I don't know, what if I give him another chance? Because what if it's different? What if it's nerves? So many what ifs.
And then all of a sudden I'm on the second date, I'm drinking myself silly, I'm having a great time because I am fun. Next thing I know, we're 3 months into the future, I'm miserable, my entire family is begging me to mice and men my relationship.
But I don't need a dating coach because I know exactly what I should do. I give great advice. I just don't do it. Anyway, in her coaching, Shirley says that she learned things like be selfish with your time. Notice red flags early on. Set boundaries and timelines. There was a specific video where she's hyping up Anwar. She's like, I learned that if you set up a call with a man and he doesn't adhere to the call time and he doesn't apologize for not calling you, that means he doesn't like you. That cost you $7,000 to learn? I mean, this is all objectively good advice, but I feel like most people would have learned this from either their girl group or a Reddit thread. Hi, welcome to Settle by Bender. Oh, hi.
Settle by Bender.
Hi, come on in. I am so happy you met your Prince Charming. Now, before we wrap things up, let's go over your final invoice. Okay, $300 for me reminding you not to text him first. There's a $1,200 babysitting fee. You know, that night where you were trying to stalk his family on Facebook and I cautioned you against that. A $2,000 fee for helping you realize his therapist just agrees with everything he says. An $800 fee for the group chat emotional support. And I did do an upcharge for all the times you sent gifts. They were really hard to look at. And $11 for a matcha latte. I saw one on the way here and I thought you could probably take care of that. And that's all. And just so you know, if this doesn't work out, repeaters get a 20% off discount. Thanks, babe. Congratulations. Now, here's where the story gets really crazy to me. She sent a full timeline to this man. Oopsie. Receipts, proof, evidence, timeline, everything of when she wanted to be exclusive, when she wanted to get engaged, when she wanted to get married, and when she wanted to get pregnant.
It is Shirley Renee Williams, CEO of Her Love Life, where I gave my fiance, my now fiance, a timeline, and within 2 months, he had a ring on my finger.
Like, in a text message, she laid it all out, and he was like, thank you. I'm sorry, but you could not waterboard this. It's one thing to do it, but to come online and tell everybody that you did it, bold. I respect the hell out of her. I love women in business, because she really just sent this man a project proposal and scope of work. I think if I received that, I would change my name and move to Big Bear. But I don't know, I feel like the what are we conversation gave me hives the other day, so probably I'm not one to ask. I recently was chatting with a guy and I was like, so like, what are you looking for? Just trying to make conversation. And he sends me a screenshot of a notes app with like a typed out list of multiple items. And I wish I could show you it. It's so bad. But this kind of premeditated aggressive dating is very strange to me. I wish I could show you the photo, but some of the things on the list were feminine badass, doesn't compete with me, open-minded about politics, and just gets it. Sir, for you to be that picky, and just send that to me, having like, I think if somebody asks you that and you hardly know them, you're like, no, I don't really know. I think these things are important to me. And you just like mention 2 or 3 things. Context was, he was like, oh, I already have it. I've had this for a long time. I'm sorry, what? Like, it's not like I said type out 20 things you're looking for in a wife. I was just like being chill and casual. That is scary. I was so scared. I ghosted on site. I ghosted. I had to. Like, as women, do we even want men that bad? Or are we just trying to beat society's buzzer? Oh, and have I mentioned that the final kicker is that these two aren't married yet? To me, this is a red flag because she's airing this out. She's saying, this is how I got to point Z, but I'm really at point X. And getting from point X to point Z, a lot has to happen. A lot has to happen. And she's airing his shit out without it fully locked down. And I don't want to speculate on their relationship, but in a lot of the videos, he's outside the camera frame and she's sitting there talking and she asks him to pitch in and he doesn't sound very enthusiastic. I think they're cute. I think they're really funny. They have good rapport, but I do think he's a little bit weirded out about this series of hers. And speaking from experience, be careful airing your fiance out on the internet before he's your spouse. Gee, the amount of times I will get a fringe comment that's like, wait, Tyler, when's the wedding? That's a lesson to learn, just saying. But this girl is so happy in her relationship that she is singing Anwar White's praises. She is shouting from the rooftops that this service is absolutely worth it.
As you guys all know, I invested $10,000 happily into my dating coach after going on 0 dates in 2 years. And now after a year of being introduced to my fiance, I am engaged.
A lot of critics on TikTok were like, $10,000 is so much money. You could do so much crazy shit with $10,000. But she's been letting everybody know that her $10,000 is not necessarily everyone else's $10,000. And it's not like she was neglecting other things to choose dating coaching. It was just in addition to all the other shit she spends money on. Apparently she spends $26,000 on therapy, which, oh my God, what? Do you not have insurance? She spends $45,000 on conferences, of which I'm not sure. I believe the Denver conference cost me about $100. And $6,000 on executive coaching. So dating coaching was just a step in her self-optimization journey. This woman runs like a 6-figure business. So I guess I can see the argument that like $10,000 to her is not $10,000 to you or me. All I gotta say is if love is war, this girl just contracted Lockheed Martin. So I don't know, is there even a point in judging her? But this is where I think there's an interesting discussion to be had. This woman is 39. This is the age where women start getting so much pressure on them from the biological clock, from their families asking, when are we getting grandbabies? When are you settling down? I mean, every other ad is laser hair removal and egg freezing. Women in their 30s are getting asked about babies. Meanwhile, men in their 30s are getting asked about their weekend doing experimental drugs in Joshua Tree. But what I hate so much, what is so sinister, is that men in the same age group are cognizant of that and take advantage of it. Women like surely aren't desperate. They're just sick of wasting time. She's ready. She has all her ducks in a row, but the dating pool, they're still shooting Roman candles out of their butt crack and playing League of Legends in a basement somewhere. Like, I've literally seen men talk about this. There's a whole scene in Sex and the City where the guys are chatting and they're like, yeah, the dating pool is in favor of the women until we turn 30, because then the women are desperate to settle down, they're getting older, and they're losing their value in the sexual marketplace. And men, we look better as we age, and now we've got better resources, we're more financially adept, and we're superstars. And it's just disgusting. It's like these freaks keep an index report on women's fertility. Oh, Jessica just turned 29. I see a bear market looming. According to Pew Research Center, the median age for first marriage is now 28.6 for women. But most straight women date older, and then most men date younger. So it's like a game of evil musical chairs, and then the music stops and you see the only nice guy left. You look at him, think there's an option, and then he pulls up a folding chair for his new 19-year-old girlfriend. But let's be cognizant of the fact that this is mostly a thing being pushed by weirdo podcast freaks. Like, most likely the last time any of these guys were around a woman was when she was pushing them in her shopping cart. The whole women expire at 30 thing is so outdated and gross. Like, if you think women expire after 30, I think you're just scared of being dumped by a woman who has resources, knowledge, and skills to leave you. I think the story really stands out to me because there are two reactions I'm seeing. One is this desperate behavior and centering of men is reinforcing patriarchy and is hurting women everywhere. Let's not baby this woman for sharing this strange behavior. The second camp I'm seeing is let her do what she wants. It's her money, and feminism is about letting her make her choice and do whatever the fuck she wants. And I sat here and I referenced so many different feminist theories to try and decide what my take was. And one that I thought was really interesting is Rosalind Gill in the book Gender and Media. She argues it is through individualism, choice, and empowerment that post-feminism disguises the enduring inequalities that women face. And I think this is really interesting. I think there's so many things that we kind of let slip through the cracks that maybe hurt the feminism movement as a whole because we want to support women as individuals. Just because something is framed as a choice doesn't mean it's not reinforcing patriarchy as a whole. I think this comes up a lot when we talk about things like cosmetic enhancement. Like, yes, it probably is very empowering for Brooke Schofield to go get her eyelids fixed because it's something that really bothered her for a long time. She has her own money. It doesn't financially hurt her to go get it done. She has the resources, and it makes her feel better about herself when she looks in the mirror. But then there's this side of, okay, but that's a very unrealistic beauty standard that she's sharing to millions of girls everywhere that is rooted in patriarchy and white supremacy. So is that problematic for her to do? Or another example that I think of is you cannot come on the internet and criticize Taylor Swift for a damn thing. Otherwise, you're not a girl's girl. I think she's a billionaire. You know how I feel about billionaires. She flies her private jet around all day. You know how I feel about that. But if I say that on the internet, I'm not a girl's girl. Post-feminism movement is probably one of the biggest things we're up against because so many people like to think the work is done. When we're so far, the work is needing to be redone. Roe v. Wade. So is every choice that I make rooted in feminism and women's empowerment and the greater good? No, sometimes I'm selfish. Sometimes we all make mistakes. But I think the more and more we can recognize, I don't know, maybe cut this sentence because it's not getting there. God, I wish I were dumb. It would be so much easier. So is Shirley reinforcing patriarchy by spending $10,000 to get a man? Perhaps. What do I think? Me personally, I'm never spending $10,000 on a dating coach. But at the same time, I get it. Like, she's a victim of patriarchy just as much as we all are. And I think she was probably gonna date and pine after men anyway. So is there something a little bit dark about her paying $10,000 to a man to get a man? Yes. Do I think it's pretty anti-feminist? In some ways, yes. Do I think it's worth calling her names in her comments section? No. At the end of the day, this story was a fun pick for me because it is so like inconsequential. Like, I hope this girl builds a wonderful life with this man. I hope she feels confident in her decision. And I hope she doesn't find herself wasting another 13 years. You know, if this is what it takes for her to feel like she is earning back lost time, then I guess in a way, so be it. But if she's gonna put it on the internet, I'm going to make jokes about it. What do you guys think? I actually want to know, what lengths have you gone to for your love life? Tell me your worst dating story in the comments, and maybe I'll do a video reacting to some of these because I always find this to be a blast. Okay, so this looks like a 3rd grade project. You guys know when I lose steam on something, I get too caught up in my thoughts. I am a thought daughter. This looks so bad on purpose, and I think I did subconsciously make this awful on What did I do? I'm just standing here like, where was I going with this? What is this? Do you guys like it? It's because love is love. Oh, it's leaking. Okay, let's try it though. I bet it's gonna taste good. To be fair, when I was always making sugar cookies at youth group, the sugar cookies were pre-made and so was the frosting, so we were really just decorating them, okay? So my credentials are not fake, I just bit off more than I could chew. Anyway, if you like this video, please share it with a friend. I love seeing you guys on Instagram stories. I always swipe up, give it a like, reshare it. It's so fun to see you on there, and make sure you're subscribed if you're not. Bye, love you guys.